everyone and welcome back to my channel. So before we jump in, I just want to warn you that you might hear bangs in the background because my daughter is still awake, but this is the only time that I can film. So I've just watched Kirsty's video, Kirsty Colouring Sketch, her video on her favourite pages over the last year, so whatever she's coloured in 2020, and I've asked if it's alright if you pinch that idea, and I thought it was a good one. I think I have seen it done a couple of times before, but I thought I'd ask for permission anyway. So I have gone through my colouring pages. I've looked through Instagram as well from some of the ones that I've shared, because you colour that many pages over a year, you sort of forget what you've actually done. So I've pulled out a good handful here, and we're going to start off with, I've got a whip going on at the minute in here. So this is a Mariola Budek set of art, plus other PDFs that I bought off her Etsy store, and I've just binded it myself into a book. There's quite a few in here that I really do still like the wolf one. These were all done this year. I got these set of art right at the start of the year, I believe. It was January, February time last year. No, this year. Confusing myself. I'm really proud of some of these. So this is my work in progress that I've got on going on at the minute. It's just I've just based it at the moment with one layer of polychromos, so you can barely see it, but you'll see that in this month's finished pages. Where are my other ones that I really like? There's another one which I'll have to scan over here because I've got it up on my wall, and it's the one where she's got the dragon skulls on top of her head, and I've based her off Daenerys from Game of Thrones, and like I said, I've framed that. I love that much. This is another completed one this month, but I think it turned out beautiful. The only pencils that I used on this again was polychromos, and then some of the is it GD? Okay, no, it's KJ Designs by Karen. I couldn't think then. But as you can see, I've done quite a few in this makeshift boot that I've made myself, and it is one of my favourites. I'm going to keep that page out because that's what I am going to work on later on tonight. I'm going to put that to one side. So another recent one was the Christine Karen one that I printed out on the Strathmore Tone Tan paper, and I really enjoy this paper. It's just that it's not really that good for watercolour, which it's not watercolour paper, so that's fine. I used so little water and it still did buckle the page, but I'm still really pleased how she turned out, and I used the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils with this. I did colour the skin, I do promise you, but because of the background it looks like that I haven't, but I do promise you that I have. There is quite a few PDFs in this. We've got the Jasmine Griffith, we've got two of her books in this lineup. We've got the Mermaid one. Now I did do this quite some time ago, and I was really proud of this. I was proud of the fact that the paper took about 7 or 8 layers of watercolour and it didn't start breaking down. It buckled on me, but because I kept it stored, squashed between other books, it sort of flattened itself out. I've not needed to iron it or anything. But with this one I used a reference picture of the actual painting of Jasmine, so I just googled the name and Jasmine's work, and I just copied the colour as best as I could. And I'm pretty sure with this one I used the Karen markers for the majority of it, and just added a little bit of pencil and then a watercolour for all the water effect. But I was really pleased with how I managed to pull off that sort of effect. There is another one in here as well. It was this one. Now the eyes, I followed a tutorial from Colouring Chat with Sammy to make the realistic eyes. I was really pleased with how they turned out, but the reason that again that this is in it is purely because of the background. I did that with all watercolour, and it was either watered down white acrylic or it was gouache. I don't know if I had the gouache at the time, but I was just really pleased how simple this page is, and it's really effective. I mean, the eyes really do pop, so I do still love that picture now, and that is probably at least 6 months old, that one. We've got, is it 1 or 2 out of this one? I think we've got 2 out of this one, the Cute and Creeper. This one, I've chosen this purely because of all the glitter in the spider webs. I thought I was a genius doing this, using a tiny little glue gun and the war embossing glitter. This is the nicest glitter that I've found. It's not necessarily silver, it's a lot of different colours mixed together, and it's so shiny. Really beautiful glitter. You only get it in a small tub though, so I am very careful with how much I do use it. There is another one in here that I really love still, and this one is Dinosaur, so of course I'm going to love dinosaurs, but it was just a mixed media page. I just sat down one night and I thought, I don't want to sit there with pencils, I just want to have fun. And there's watercolour, there's gouache, there's the Dove 3D craft. I didn't just pop it on in little dots, I literally put it on and rubbed my hands into it. Same with this side with stickles and the glitter paste. I really did just go to town and had fun on these two pages. And I hope that it reflects in it how much fun I actually had with these two. They definitely give the pages a lot of texture. Colouring the pages behind them was a little bit of a task. As you can see with these next two pages, I ended up having to go in and put in a lot of acrylic paint down because it was difficult to colour. But see this one as well, this side I might have struggled a little bit because it is quite bumpy with all the dots and stickles and all sorts that I've got on this page. But yeah, they were really super fun to do. If you've watched my channel for any time, especially over Halloween, you would have seen all these pages. This is turned into a very thick book. There's a lot of finished pages in this one. We've got one of my botched binding jobs. I've got two in here. That's just what I use for the front cover, even though it's the back cover. We've got this one that I really still do love. I just thought it was a really cosy picture, definitely for this time of the year. Let's put these at the start of the book. I use little YouTube stickers at the bottom, a few glitter gel pens and stickles. I just really had fun with this. If I remember correctly, it was the Holbein pastel set that I used for the peach in the background, and I tried to go for like an ombre look, and then that sparkle that you can see at the top, that is the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens. I have picked another page as well out of this one. I couldn't not pick this page. So I followed a tutorial of Helen, I always forget her name. Them tutorial books, you know which ones I'm talking about. There's 4 or 5, I think there's 4 right now, and I followed the tutorial on the CDs to try and make them realistic. And then there was a pattern on a shirt and I completely blanked that out and put my own pattern of Linkin Park in, because I was a huge, well still am, huge Linkin Park fan. Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. But yes, I thought she was super cool, and I went for the grungy makeup. I think it was just screaming for it with the eye piercing and stuff. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that one still. We've got another PDF, and this is by adultcoloring, and this was just a dinosaur, like a mini boot that she brought out. I personally messaged her actually on Instagram, and I really loved it. I can't remember what page it was or what book, and I requested could she do a dinosaur page, or she released one dinosaur page, and I asked her could she do a full book, and she did, and she released the full book. It's only very cheap as well on Etsy. It was about £4 something, £5 something, very cheap, and this is the first one that I did out of that book, and all the pencil work is with Holbein, and then just a simple distress ink in the background. And I was really pleased that this was actually shared on Friends Who Colour. Is it Friends Who Colour? On Instagram. It was very popular, this, because of the vibrant colours on it, and I still love him as well. I still do love him. I think he's so cute. I really enjoyed doing that one. We've got colour, I can't say the word, Coloriage Wild 4. We'll get there in the end. And it's the very first page, the tiger. I'm still really happy with this one. I managed to do most of this with the Faber-Castell Albert Dürer watercolour pencils, and then just a bit of shading over the top with probably Prismacolor. I think so, yeah. But I really enjoy how the tiger turned out on that one. I was going for more of a realistic one, and I think I pulled it off. Yeah. We've got 2 Kirby books. I can't do a video like this and not include Kirby. I've done so many pictures in World Within Worlds, it's not even funny. We've got the whale one, and this is probably one of my favourites out of this book that I've managed to complete. Again, this was just watercolour. If I remember correctly, it was the Pretty Excellent watercolours that I used with this one. I don't remember what pencils it was to shade. I really don't remember. I'm looking now, there's a couple of bits that I've even missed. But you know what, I had so much fun doing this. There's stickles as well in the waves just here with a little bit of gel pen, and the dogs are talking to each other. But yeah, I just had really good fun with this one. I've actually got a second copy of this just in case I want to redo any of the pictures again. Another one I've got a second copy of is my very favourite one, is Mafia. This one, I think they're the Pegasus. My husband actually chose this colour scheme of these. I've got this book that chooses the colours for you, and he picked out that colour scheme for me, and I was really happy with how it turned out. And I used the Mod Podge Extreme Glitter all over, which in hindsight now I wish I'd just probably done it on the wings or maybe just the background and not all over, but it's done now. There's not a lot I can do about it, but I still do like the final result. It does make the page pop, and I'm not having that problem anymore with it sticking. I was complaining about it last time, but yeah, it doesn't stick whatsoever now. So what's changed? I don't know, because I didn't really do anything, so I don't know. But yeah, that's a really old one as well. I love this one, really love this one. Now if we're going to go off favourites of the whole year, it's got to be this one. I still am really proud of this one, and it's my Bumblebee one. And this is out of the Hannah Cowles one. Which one is it? The Summer Nights one. And I followed a tutorial in one of the Helen books. I can't remember which one it was. We're talking months ago now. But I went in with acrylic, black acrylic, to black out some of the honeycombs, because I wasn't about to sit there and do every single one. So I just picked out the ones that I wanted to do myself. Other ones have got watercolour on, as you can see them sparkle. I've got Pentel Hybrid Duo gel pen all in between, because I thought I'm not sitting here with a tiny little paintbrush and going round, so I used a gel pen instead. But I still am really proud of this one, and I've still ummed and ahed about whether I should take it out the book to frame it. I really like it, but I don't think I'll be able to do that to one of my books unless I was binding it back together again. But these are such nice books to begin with, being hardback. I don't want to destroy it. This is another recent one, so you'll see this in this month's finished pages, and it's another Mariella Budek page. It's just a PDF, a single PDF that I bought, and I think, is it meant to be, it's not meant to be Tinkerbell, is it? I don't know if it's meant to be a princess or what, but I made a dress really sparkly. I went ham on the background with the splashes. I didn't cover her face very well, but it's not the end of the world. And one of my dogs is chasing after its old tail, so that's what you can hear. There's stickles. I used Holbein pencils for the hair mixed with polychromos as well on this one. I'm going to have to sort them dogs out. I will be right back. So I'm hoping that I'll get a bit of peace and quiet now. I've just told them off. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this one. I thought she turned out really cute. And again, it was the Strathmore tone tan paper. Again, it's buckled, but it's not the end of the world. Just put it underneath a couple of books to flatten out, or even iron it if you're that bothered. But to me, it doesn't bother me. We've got Mystic Art Mirrors. We've got two Mystic Art Mirror books. We've got the Ocean Dreams, which this is the newest release, I believe. And then the next one is the one before that. So I've pulled out this page, and I just love the contrasting colours with this. I just think it really did work, and I pulled it off. And even the little glittery accents that I added onto the page right last minute, I just think that it worked out. I'm happy with the skin, I'm happy with the hair, the background is super cool. Yeah, just everything about this. I really do like this book. I've done quite a few pages. This was a body colour coaster. That one I didn't even shade the hair. I talked about that in another video. That was another recent one. So I've not had this book for that long. Well, this PDF. And I've done quite a few pages. I've even made my own front cover. The other Mystic Art Mirrors is the Fairytopia. And this one is the front cover actually. So if I just show you the front cover. And I tried my best to base it off the front cover colours. I know it's not identical. I tried. But it took me probably just as long to go around all this with white gel pen than it did to do the whole picture. It took me so long. I did plan on going around all the flowers and the leaves and stuff as well, but I think I'd given up at that point. but I used pan pastels for the background, so it was super duper easy, you know, with a stencil. But I really do like how she turned out, and with her little dog, wolf, fox, I don't know what it's meant to be. And she's got wings and a long tail. But yeah, a really nice page. So we're coming up to the end now, I promise. We've got 2 in Serenity. The very first one is my Scorpion page. Still love this. I think the diamonds in her hair just pop because of that white gel pen. I like the colour of the hair. Again, I think that was polychromos. I'm not overly happy with the background. That acrylic that you can see there shining is the Arteza. Now, in hindsight, if I'd known that they were all, well, majority of them were glossy and quite transparent, I wouldn't have got them. But I've got them, and I'm trying my best to use up my supplies, even if they're not my favourite. But yeah, I like the fact that I went really, really purple with the skin tone. It's not showing up as much on camera, but in true real life, she's quite purple. I know it's looking quite pale on camera, but I promise you. And then this one as well, the page behind. So the reason that I like this one so much is it's just really simple. Really super duper simple. The background was so easy to accomplish, but it looks like that I'd spent a long time on it. It was a 5-minute thing with Distress ink, bit of water, heat gun, Bob's your uncle, gorgeous background, and I was really impressed with myself that I managed to pull that off in such little time. It did have a lot of bleed through, you know, I did go ham, but it's not the end of the world. It went a little bit on the edge of this paper here, but I'll go over that with some sort of paint. But I love how she turned out, and I like the added black dots. It was another favourite book of mine, another page, which is quite vibrant. Another one. I believe she's bringing out a book, I said this in another video, I think she's bringing out another book in either January or February, so I'm really looking forward to that. And the very last one is in my Jasmine Griffith, the original colouring book. Now this one I did follow a reference. I've got 2 books, there's that set of art. So I had that book open on my desk, and I was trying my best to copy the colours, as best as I could anyway, to the background, you know, to the details in the face, and it does look quite similar. I love, 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 and I'm so proud of myself how them wings turned out. If it weren't them wings, then I probably wouldn't have liked this page, but I blanked them out so many times with white acrylic and gel pen, and then went over the top and created my own, not to make them look a little bit more realistic, and I love the final result. I'm really proud of myself. Pat on the back for me. There's not much else that I've done in this one that I could say that I'm really proud of. There's some really, really, you know, early works in here. Some pages I've not even, you know, I've not even completed that one. That started months ago, and that one. But that has got to be a favourite as well. So I do hope that you enjoyed looking back at all my favourite colouring pages for 2020. I probably won't speak to you all until maybe just before New Year. So if I don't, I hope you all have a lovely, lovely Christmas. Stay safe. I hope you have, you know, a fabulous time with your family if you can. And enjoy the day, enjoy the food. And most of all, like I said, stay safe. Abide by the rules as best as you can. Let's just hope that this nightmare will be over soon. So do take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.